women are seen as sluts and men are seen as cucks in the situation in which the woman is the hub. Hello, Unitedly Random. It's your girl Aaliyah Cloud, and today we're going to be talking about a hot topic. Recently, there's been a video going around. Some people reacted to it. I think Dre OG reacted to it, and it's about a woman that has 4 lovers and a baby on the way. Now, this sparked a topic of, can you love more than one person at the same time? It sparked a topic of how she's mentally incompetent, how there is a lot of people who tried to make this about race and about a class system, saying that those types of attributes or what she's doing in her relationship is indicative of her being from a lower class. And I want to dispel some of those myths today. First thing first, some of the comments were talking about how her relationship was about the whitest thing they've ever seen, or is about white, pretty much. I want you to take a look at me. If you cannot tell, I am African American, and I myself have been in a relationship like this. Another thing is people try to make it a thing about class, like classism and like social economic type of situation. They're trying to say that this is more of a lower class, lower brow type of thing. I want to go ahead and dispel those myths. Specifically the one where it says this is trailer park trash type of, this is a trailer park trash type of situation. I did not grow up in a trailer park. I grew up with a traditional older black mom. We weren't a young generation. I grew up with an older black mom, and although she did not agree with my relationship, she still allowed me to make decisions as a grown woman to determine if I was going to be in my relationship or not. And she did not judge me. That's really important. She did not judge me. So the issue about it being about white right there is false, because I'm African American. And the issue about it being a social class thing, oh, because she's from trailer parks or this and this and that, that is a lie in and of itself. All it is love. And love can come in many different forms. I think that a lot of people are way too bothered about this. They are way too bothered about this, honestly. Here's my thing. There is a stigma, there is a big stigma against women who choose this lifestyle and men who choose this lifestyle. Men who choose this lifestyle are regarded as players, or they're regarded as, oh yeah, man, he got other people or anything like that. Men are regarded as if they are gaining trophies, as if they kind of get a pat on the back, I believe. Men are regarded with kind of a pat on the back, while women who are in these situations are more so regarded as sluts. They're more so regarded as someone who can't make up their mind. There's a lot of stigmatization towards sexually transmitted diseases in these relationships. Being in a polyamorous relationship is one of the most maturest ways to be in an open relationship. In a polyamorous relationship and an open relationship can be alike, but there's a difference, because in a polyamorous relationship there should be more communication. And with this communication and all of the parties agreeing to be in this relationship, there should not be too many issues. It's not like she's just going out and doing this with everyone. There is respect, there is love, and there is communication. If anything, I feel like these types of relationships are the safer types of relationships. It's more like you can have your cake and eat it too, in a way, or that's how people can see it. Polyamorous relationships, the one I've been in, wasn't necessarily for me. It did end badly, but that's a whole different story. But polyamorous relationships can be beneficial to the people who are inside of it, and it can be a long-term thing. Many times it might not reach long term because I think there's a lack of communication, or it gets to a point where one of the people changes, and that's a part of life. People change. Don't dismiss a polyamorous relationship because you're like, oh, one day like it'll end, because marriages end. People change, and maybe one day someone might feel like they don't want to be in a situation where they are sharing someone, and that can be a respectful decision to leave a relationship. It doesn't necessarily make the relationship a bad relationship to be in. It just makes the relationship not so much a good relationship for that person in that moment. Polyamorous relationships are not negative. I don't think any polyamorous relationship really starts off with a negative connotation, with a negative heart. I mean, I'm sure that someone can be pushed into it, but honestly, there are people who will cheat and they don't come to you and be honest about that. And you can get hurt a lot more in a relationship one-on-one with someone who you believe tells you the truth and is lying to you behind your back all the time than when you're in a relationship with someone who actually openly talks to you about it. And if you started the relationship with the idea that you're polyamorous, I'm pretty sure that no one's going to be getting hurt in that situation. Women are seen as sluts and men are seen as cucks in the situation in which the woman is the hub. She's the main woman or the only woman in the situation, and there's multiple men. And I want to go ahead and say that in the relationships that I was in, there was no cucking involved. I mean, the men probably felt that at one point, and we had to have a conversation about it. But just because we were in that relationship did not make them cucks. We were just exploring our avenues of love. And I want to change the narrative on that. I want to be more open about my relationship. We were just exploring our narratives of love. People who are bothered about this relationship really bother me in a way, because in this point people are saying that she has mental issues and all of this and that, and that they're putting people down because they don't understand why somebody would do something. But that's just like saying, I'm going to put you down because I don't understand why you do this, or I don't understand why you do this, so I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to make up lies and say that, oh, this is because you're lower class, or I'm going to say, oh, this is because you're this race, oh, this is because this and that, when in actuality I'm too ignorant to recognize that you're just doing something that is different from what I would do. That's all it is. People are doing something that's different from what you would usually do, and you want to blame it on all of these other reasons instead of recognizing that you just have a narrow point of view. If you brought in your mindscape, if you brought in your mindset, you would recognize that what they're doing in their house is not affecting you in any way possible. It is not necessary to put someone down because they're doing something that you wouldn't do. It is not necessary at all. And to the people who are in relationships like this, you are not selfish. That's one of the things that people who do not understand these relationships will say. They will be like, oh, you're selfish because you want your cake and you want to eat it too, or this and this and that, you are not selfish. You are in a relationship that's full of love, communication. It is full of love and communication. You guys support each other. Don't let society ruin what you have. I never let society get in the way with what I had. There were other things that happened with our relationship and why the relationship ended, but I will never regret it. And if you're thinking about maybe being in this relationship, I say sit down and talk about it. Have that conversation. Set rules. Know what's okay for your partner and know what's not okay for your partner. Because if you want to be in a relationship like this, you can't just go in and be immature about the situation. All of you guys in that situation have to be adults. All of you guys in that situation have to check your stats. All of you guys in that situation should sit down and communicate what's going on and how it's going on. And if you do that in the beginning of the relationship, there should be no issues going forward. Now, there may be a point where someone in the relationship changes their mind, and that's okay. That doesn't have anything to do with the relationship. Maybe it has more so to do with they signed up for something that they weren't ready for. If that's the case, do not feel bad about being in this relationship, and don't feel like that is pretty much the universe telling you that your relationship is wrong. No one is selfish because they're on their path for their pursuit of happiness. No one can be selfish because they want to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. To say that you're selfish to want to be happy is to say that you're selfish for wanting to survive. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to your relationship. If you guys want to hear more about my relationship, I'm very open about it. I don't have any problems talking about it. Just go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. And I also want to open up the comments for a conversation. Why are people so bothered about what she's doing? Because as you can see, it's not a race thing. It's not necessarily a class thing. I think if you're bothered, it's more of a you problem. It's more of a you feel that you are entitled to tell people how they should live their life, which you are not. But if you have a different feeling about that, or like I'm generalizing a lot of these emotions that you may have, go ahead and leave some comments down below. I would like to see your point of view. Keep the positivity flowing. That's all I ask. Like, because that's all the world needs. This video is very somber, is very direct to the point, because this isn't something that I'm playful about. This is my life, and seeing those comments really hurt me. Seeing those comments did really hurt me. But not everyone's gonna understand you. Just know that you can find a place where they will.